Welcome to the Your Fitness Chick podcast. Become your best self. I'm your host, Abby Smiley Krause. I am a personal trainer, a wellness enthusiast, and I'm not gonna lie, a certified dog-obsessed human. This isn't just another fitness podcast. It's your wake-up call to level up your life. In this podcast, I'll be diving into everything from crushing your workouts to shifting your mindset, because being your best self isn't just about lifting weights, it's about lifting your life. Whether you're here to get fit, find inspiration, or just stop settling for an average life, you're in the right place. We're talking about tapping into your full potential, expanding your horizons, and building a life so good, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. So let's lace up, show up, and start making things happen. This isn't just a podcast. It's your permission slip to dream big, work hard, and create the life you've always wanted. Join me here every Tuesday for a fresh episode. Hello, my fabulous people, and welcome to season 2 of the Your Fitness Chick podcast. Become your best self. I have missed you all so much, and I can't tell you how excited I am to be back. If you've been wondering where I've been, don't worry, I haven't fallen off the face of the earth. I've been revamping my business and creating some super exciting new programs and things coming for Your Fitness Chick. And yes, I recently competed in a figure and fitness competition. And for those of you who cheered me on with that, thank you so much. So season 2 is going to be lit. We're diving deep this season into mindset shifts, fitness strategies, and life hacks that you need to create your breakthrough era. If you're ready to level up and make this your year, then go grab your coffee, your water bottle, your smoothie, whatever fuels you, and let's do this. So let's get real for a second. Why do so many of us feel stuck? Why does it feel sometimes that we're spinning our wheels, trying everything, and still just not managing to break through? Does this sound real to you guys? Sound familiar? The truth is that change, it's hard. It's uncomfortable. It's not sexy. It requires you to shed the version of yourself that feels safe. And that can be scary. But here's the kicker. That discomfort, that resistance, that's the sign that you're on the edge of something really amazing. So just remember, growth never happens when you're in your comfort zone. And if you're feeling stuck right now, it might just mean that you're closer than you think to a breakthrough. So let me share a personal story with you. About a year ago or so, I was feeling completely stuck. I had been working really hard, but I really wasn't seeing the progress or the movement that I was wanting in my business or some of my fitness goals, and I was really frustrated. I kept asking myself, why am I not moving forward? What I didn't realize at that time, at that moment, was that I was literally in the middle of a growth spurt. So the key lesson here is that growth, it often shows up in the form of discomfort. We don't break through by staying in the same spot. It's that feeling of resistance that is usually actually the signal that you're on the verge of something bigger. So think about a time in your life when you felt stuck, but you kept pushing through anyway. How did things change once you stepped out of your comfort zone? Just think about it. All right, so let's talk now about the stories, or I should say lies, that we tell ourselves. You know, the ones that go, I'm not good enough, or I will never lose this weight, or this is just who I am. You know, I'm 50 years old now, so whatever. These stories are sneaky because they can feel true. But here's the thing, they're just stories, and stories can be rewritten. So have you ever noticed how often you tell yourself, this is just how I am, or I can't do this because I've failed before? That's actually a classic example of limiting beliefs that you've created for yourself. These beliefs form over time based on past experiences, things that other people have said to you, or just messages that we've picked up along the way. And when I first started on my fitness journey, I had stories like, I'm not athletic enough, or I'm so skinny, I'll never be able to do the things I see other people doing. And this body, this is just how I was meant to be. But over time, I realized that none of those stories were facts. They were simply the things, lies, I had told myself. So here's the trick. You can rewrite those stories. If you've been telling yourself you're not good enough, I want you to stop immediately. If you've been telling yourself I'll never lose the weight, I just want you to rewrite that story to say, I've struggled in the past, but each day I'm learning more about myself and how to succeed. One way to do this is through journaling. I know this sounds stupid to some of you, but just listen. Take a few minutes every day to write down the negative thoughts that come to you and then immediately rewrite them. So for example, if you're thinking, I'll never lose weight, rewrite it as I am on the path to becoming the healthiest version of myself, and every small action is progress. This simple exercise can totally begin to shift your mindset and help you create a new empowering story for yourself. I also like to read those to myself before I go to bed. Okay? So here's another thing. We all want that big life-changing result, but the reality is those results are made up of tiny, seemingly insignificant wins, like drinking an extra glass of water, taking a 5-minute walk, saying no to that one extra cookie. And these tiny wins, they're going to stack up, and over time, they can compound into massive change. I remember when I first started working out consistently, the thought of doing an hour at the gym, it was overwhelming. I'm sure some of you can relate. So I just started small, like 10 minutes of movement every day, just 10 minutes. I wasn't worried about hitting the big goals. I just wanted to get started. So if you're at a stale spot in your fitness program, just try something like that. You know, because when I did it, guess what happened? Over time, those 10-minute workouts turned into 30-minute workouts. Then I felt ready to take on even more intense workouts. It was those small wins that gave me the confidence and the momentum that I needed to keep going. So think about it. Those tiny steps add up. Every time you say no to a food that you know it doesn't serve you, or yes to moving your body, you're creating a win. And over time, those wins add up to create massive transformation. So let's take a minute and think about today. What's one tiny win you can commit to? Maybe it's taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or getting up and moving around every hour. Write it down, because that's when you bring stuff to life, and make a commitment to take that tiny win today. Okay? Now let's get into one of the most common obstacles to breaking through, and that is self-sabotage. We all do it. I used to be so bad at it. You start making progress, and then bam, you start binge eating, you skip a workout, or you ghost your accountability partner. Why do we do this? Most of the time, the self-sabotage, it's not about laziness or lack of discipline. You want to know what it's about? It's about fear. Fear of failure, sure, but also fear of success. Sometimes feeling stuck, it feels safer than leveling up. So here's the truth. Self-sabotage is sneaky. It's a sneaky little sucker. You might not even realize it's happening. It often shows up when things are starting to go really well, and deep down, you start to get scared that you might not be able to sustain it, or that you'll face more challenges if you actually succeed. So the first step to overcoming self-sabotage is an awareness of it. So start noticing when you know you're about to go south. Maybe it's that moment like right before you decide to skip the gym, or you eat that extra dessert. Once you catch yourself in the act, ask yourself, what am I really afraid of here? I've worked with clients who've struggled with this, and I can relate to them really well because, like I said, I had experienced it. And the breakthrough moment often happens when they realize that they're sabotaging themselves because they don't feel worthy of success. If this resonates with you, I encourage you to sit with that belief and ask yourself, why don't I feel worthy of success? So here's a simple strategy that I use with my clients to break through self-sabotage. When you are about to make a choice that you know it's not good, that you know it's going to set you back, ask yourself, is this choice moving me closer to my goal or further away? It sounds simple, but it really does force you to pause and check in with your values. Now let's talk about discipline. That's my favorite, y'all. Motivation is great. It's that spark that gets you really excited when you start something. But motivation does not last forever. It fades. It's like that honeymoon phase of a relationship. And that's where discipline steps in. Discipline is fire that keeps the fire burning when the spark has worn out. I'll be honest with you. Not gonna lie, your fitness chick, there's days I wake up and I do not feel motivated. There's mornings when I would so much rather hit the snooze and snuggle with my fur babies than get out of bed to work out. But I've learned that discipline is not about motivation. It is about commitment. Discipline is built by showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about creating habits that align with your goals so that even on your hardest days, you're still gonna take action. It's that consistency that brings results, not perfection. So the more consistent you are, the more natural these actions will become. And eventually, discipline just becomes a habit. And that's when you start seeing results. So let's build some discipline together. Write down 3 habits you know will help you get closer to your goals. They don't have to be big, just 3 little actions you can commit to every day. Maybe it's just drinking water first thing in the morning before you drink your 5 million cups of coffee, or working out for 20 minutes, or reading something really inspiring before bed. I love doing that. Make these non-negotiables like brushing your teeth, and watch how quickly they start to build momentum for you. All right, my fabulous people, we've covered a lot today. Why breaking through is hard, but worth it. Rewriting your story, the power of tiny wins, overcoming self-sabotage, and turning motivation into discipline. This is just the beginning of your breakthrough era. It's not about doing everything perfect, you guys. It's about showing up for yourself consistently. Every tiny step you take is progress. And even when you feel like you're not seeing results immediately, remember this. Your efforts are building the foundation for something huge. Breaking through, it's not just about losing weight or achieving a fitness goal. It's about stepping into the person you were always meant to be. The confident, unstoppable version of yourself who knows their worth and owns it unapologetically. So I challenge you to take the lessons we've talked about today, apply them to your life. Stop waiting for the heavens to open up and send you the motivation fairy, because it's not going to happen. Instead, make today your starting point. Rewrite your stories that you've been telling yourself, stack those tiny wins, and show up for yourself every single day. I'm here to tell you that your breakthrough is waiting for you on that other side of discomfort, on the other side of limiting beliefs, and on the other side of the small, consistent actions you commit to taking. You're not as far away as you think. You're already on the path. So thank you so much for tuning in to season 2 launch of your Fitness Chick podcast. I'm beyond excited to be back. And trust me, this season's going to be packed with even more ways to motivate, uplift, and inspire you to become the best version of yourself. I'm going to dive really deep this season into mindset, fitness, nutrition, and breaking down how you can make lasting changes. No quick fixes. I'll be diving next week into the idea of keto and intermittent fasting. I'll have special guest Coach Malvarez with me, so make sure you check that out. But before I sign off, make sure, please, to subscribe. Share this podcast with anyone who you feel could use a little extra loving and motivation today. And don't forget to rate and review. It helps more people to find this content and start their own journey towards their breakthrough. Remember, your breakthrough era is now. Let's rise and thrive together, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Hey, it's Abby, your fitness chick. Thanks for checking out today's episode. With your continued support, I can keep creating inspiring episodes just like this one. So be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. To stay motivated all week long, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. The links for those can be found in the show notes. Check out my website by visiting www.yourfitnesschick.com. And I'd like to thank my production company, Coraggio Media, but most of all you, my listeners, for helping to inspire me each and every day. I'll see you on the next episode.